Do you believe that there's a way to create the life that you want to live versus hoping and crossing your fingers that your life is going to change automatically? If you believe that, then give today's episode a listen as we go get the one nugget that's going to help you to wake up and provide faith that your life is in your hands. Welcome, ladies, to the Life Mastery for Women podcast. I'm Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind, your host. This is where we go to learn to master our life one nugget at a time. Hey, ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you living your life on purpose. If you're not living your life on purpose, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. One of my favorite phrases is learn to live your life on purpose with purpose. Now, this puts you in the driver's seat of your car. This puts you in the driver's seat of your life, which can be a little bit heavy. I understand it's taking responsibility and being accountable to your life and what's showing up in your life. And if you are ready, if this is something that you're just ready to do, have you gone through enough life to know this is what I'm getting and this is my life and I want things to change? So instead of having a nervous breakdown, you decide you want to do something different, you want to try something different. I have some suggestions, but first, let's call our energy back and be here together on this episode. So just breathe in, just if you can, if you're not driving, close your eyes and just breathe in for this moment and become very present with me right now to my voice. Just hear my voice. Feel your body on the ground or in the chair or even in the bed. Just feel your body and call all of your energy back. So all of those threads of attention and your awareness that's out away from you, that is called to your kids, your pets, your house, your work, your husband or wife, everything, all of where your awareness is away from you. Call that back to you. Bringing your awareness back to your heart. Letting all the energy come back. Allowing you to have full energy in your body and be present with me right now. Take a deep breath in. Feeling the air fill your lungs. And breathe out and just relax. And just be in this present moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Learning to create your life on purpose is an inner journey. It is a way to go inward and to start connecting with the deeper version of you. It's connecting with the more powerful version of you. And sometimes when we reach a certain age and our life just is not going the way we want it to go, we start to realize, I still have some feelings and some emotions that have created my personality that I just want to be different. Like things, I thought that if I bought the house or if I got the job or if I had the kids or I got married, that my life would be different. And it just still isn't. There's like this nagging, underlying, it's like this current that runs under you, this energy that runs through everything that you do. And you're standing back and one day you kind of start to wake up and you start to realize that is still running in my energy system. That underlying current is still there. And I know that there's something more. This is the waking up process. And it's kind of exciting to realize that this is a waking up process because once you start waking up, you can start driving. Once you start waking up, you can start creating. And that's when life gets interesting. Now it gets interesting. It gets hard. You have this awareness. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have this accountability to your life. You have to start dealing with those emotions. And it can be really, really scary. But I'll tell you this. Your emotions are energy. And that energy wants to be felt. And I remember asking somebody, this particular person. I don't want to name them, but I remember asking this particular person, it's like, do you want to dive into your past? And this past is full of a lot of trauma. And I remember them saying, I don't want to yet. And I remember them saying, because I feel like I would never stop crying. Does that sound like you? That there's trauma in your past, there's something that's back there, there's a message, it's like a person, it's like this energy person that stands behind you with the sign that says, go inward. And you just keep going. I'm going to go buy the TV, I'm going to go get the job, I'm going to go get married, I'm going to go have kids, I'm going to go on this trip, I'm going to buy this car, right? And then you're like, you keep turning around and there's that person standing back there with the sign that says, go inward, deal with the pain instead of masking it. Well, that's what we're going to do today. The waking up process can be a little bit scary, but I want to help you to not only understand the process, but to fully embrace it. Because as we embrace this journey, it becomes exciting. So living your life on purpose, as we're wanting things to get exciting, and we start with the last episode, which is believing in yourself, that creates this confidence that I have to know that it's possible. I have to know that what it is I'm trying to achieve has been achieved before. And even if it hasn't, I mean, Steve Jobs, I mean, all of these authors I listen to or read, it's like they have broken through things of the impossibility. So I don't want you to think like that, like I can't do it and it's not going to happen for me. It's like, but could it be done? It's believing in you. That's step one. That is the last episode, is believing in yourself. This next one is now taking that belief, that seed, and beginning to provide yourself and create an environment for that seed to take place. When we sow a seed in the garden, we create the environment for that seed to do its thing naturally. I plant a sunflower seed. I have to till the ground. I have to put fertilizer. I have to plant it where there's going to be the right amount of sun for this particular seed. I have to give water to it. I have to do the creating of the environment. Then, once I water it and I take care of it and I create the environment, it's hands off. That's what we're talking about today, in creating an environment for your seed to take off. And your seed is the seed of belief, believing that you can achieve whatever it is that you're wanting, believing that it's possible and it's possible for you. That's the seed that you're planting. Today's episode is all about creating the environment for the seed to take place. Here's what most people do. And here's a big problem, because we don't understand how energy works. I don't know. I never got a manual for how my mind and my body work together, how my emotions work. I never knew how to deal with things or energy. What are you talking about? Chakras? What the heck is that? I never got the manual. And if you got the manual, please send me the PDF because I really want to read it. But we had to kind of go out into the world and bang it around and figure things out. And this now is becoming where we're getting to this platform to say, you know what, I'm done kind of banging things around out there. I want to figure out, how do I create my life? And planting the seed of belief is it. That is the first step. Now, creating the environment, you must believe that it can be achieved. What people do is they quote, pretend they believe in the thing, then they maybe meditate, they maybe think about it, they maybe write the goal down. You know, they're learning some of these personal development tools and tactics. So write your goals down, you'll achieve it more. 80% of people achieve their goals because they wrote it down. So you go and write it down. But then you go out into the world and you continue to puke all over the place about how your life currently is. So you are continuing to put your attention and your energy on the thing that you don't want. I know that it's hard to do this. You're going to learn a very key word today that is all about how do we do this? How do we create? And I'm going to tell you that word in a minute. But that is what we do. We go out, we go, okay, I'm setting the intention. Okay, I'm going to go after this goal. And then we continue to look at our world and we continue to talk about what is. What is already manifest. The stuff that you're experiencing right now, if you look around your room, look around the office, look around your car, your house, whatever, that is already done. If you want to create something new, you have to be new. If you want to create change, you must change. If you're still a 4 on the vibrational scale, our little simple scale from 0 to 10, if you're a 4, you have a life of a 4. If you want to have a life of a 6, you have to move to a 6, meaning you have to become the change. You do. That's what makes this an interesting journey. But I tell you, your energy comes back to you and you have the energy to do it. Because if you're like me and you've lived a good life so far, you look around you and you're like, I am tired of trying to control my environment and all the people in it. And if that is tiring to you, then we have to do something different. Bring all your energy and you go inward and you start creating. So let's get into that space. Here's the word. And here's what I want to offer you. When you're out in your environment, out in the 3D world, is you're going to do the very best you can, here's the word, to ignore what is. Now, does that mean you don't try to problem solve and you literally put your head in the sand about your dad or the bill or, your kids hungry? You don't. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is you kind of deal with what is, but you don't let your energy go into it in a negative way. So an example, you're trying to lose weight and you're like, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year. And then you go get on the scale and you're like, God, it hasn't happened yet. And now I'm going to get all upset. And then I'm going to go out to dinner and I'm going to say, forget it. I'm going to get ice cream and pop and cookies and crap and screw it. Right. And I'm going to talk about how I'm trying to lose weight and I just can't. Okay. That's where you start to ignore it. You don't get on the scale. And if you do get on the scale, you don't let the scale win, meaning you don't give your energy and your emotional state to the scale. If you have to get on it, you get on it, you go, yep. Okay. That's the number, but I'm getting my 20 pounds by the end of the year. I'm getting my thing by the end of the year. I am going to accomplish this task by the end of the year. I'm going to win. And you start to, not by ignore, I mean, don't let the environment take your energy away from you, your energy and your attention. Don't let it drop your mood. You say, you know what? That's like it is right now, but it's changing. I'm changing. So the word is ignore. Here's what I want you to do. When you want to live your life on purpose, it is starting to throw new energy out into the direction that you want to experience. We do that through intentions. Intention setting is so important. Amy and I have been doing this. I think I've mentioned it a couple times that Amy and I have been doing this, and we'll set an intention. We do a check-in. How's my energy? How's my physical, emotional, and mental state right now when we do our check-in? And you can do this in any way that you want. You can do it with yourself in a journal. You can get a partner, your friend, whoever. You can use my group. I have a Lady Rising group on Facebook. Come to the group. Say you're coming in through the podcast and start posting. Say, hey, here's my check-in today. Here's my check-in, my physical, my emotional, my mental check-in. Here's my intention. My intention is I want to have fun today. I want to have clarity today. I'm going to be in a good mood today. Whatever it is that is for you. I do recommend that you use an emotional word in your intention because those emotional words carry the emotion with it. We're going to send out the signal from our heart. We're going to send out the energy signal through our emotional state into what we want to create. Because our mental signal is very, very weak. It doesn't communicate with the world. We have to communicate, or with the universe. We have to communicate through our heart, through our emotional state, which is why when we're standing in the mirror going, I'm thin and fit, I'm thin and fit, I'm thin and fit. Your heart's going, no, you're not. And you just continue to send out the same frequency of, I'm not in health. I'm not healthy right now. So setting the intention. People think this is not, you really think that's going to change my life, Jen? I go, yes, it does. It does. It does. Because when I don't do it, if I forget, oh man, my mood my environment tends to really take me. It's gripping to me. And when I set the intention for the day, when I do the grounding, when I get connected and I find that inner space that I'm going to work from, the rest of the 3D world becomes my training ground. And I go, okay, I'm going to walk into the kitchen and I'm not going to let anything upset me. Okay, I'm going to go get the kids ready for school and I'm not going to let anything tip me off. And I have this mental strength and this courage to start living in the present moment and living on purpose with what I want to experience. And when I start there, I'm starting with my inner state. I want to go about the world feeling a certain way. And that certain way is calmer, peaceful. I want to respond in kind to the world around me instead of reacting quickly, looking around and going, oh, that thing makes me mad. Oh, that really frustrates me. Oh, that really pisses me off. Oh, I'm going to try to control this thing. I'm going to honk at this guy in traffic. I'm going to yell at this guy. I'm going to flip the bird. I'm going to tell my boss how it is. But instead of sending my energy out in those ways, I'm going to stand back and I'm going to control my energy. Instead of giving my energy away, instead of giving my power away to my 3D environment that's already been created, I'm going to keep my energy in my heart and I'm going to keep my intention right next to it. So when I go about the day in my training world, I'm going to go into training mode. Okay. It's just like Men in Black. I think it's the second one. Or no, it's the first one. It's like when Will Smith gets inducted into the Men in Black, and then they have this training where, okay, shoot just the monsters, just the aliens, and check this out. And they pop in front of them and they shoot them or don't shoot them. And, they react, right? This is kind of how I'm seeing this. Okay, here I am in the morning. I'm going to get up and I'm going to help get the boys ready for school. And I'm going to get going and I'm going to do these things. And when I feel that familiar emotion start to come up in my body, frustration or anger or this dissonance between what I want to feel and what I am currently feeling, I'm going to bring myself back to that present moment. I'm going to go, nope, because that's not how I want to respond. So I get in that present moment and I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my intention. I'm going to go, this is how I want to feel instead. Then here's one more. Meditating every day. What you're doing when you meditate, as you go inward, you are charging that internal energy. The first couple of times you meditate, they're going to be terrible. You're going to be frustrated. You might be frustrated. I'm not going to say you're going to be frustrated. You might be frustrated, but you're going to go in, you're going to be like, okay, what's the big deal? Like, what am I doing? You're just focusing. I want you just to go in and I want you to focus on your breathing. That's it. And set it for 5 minutes and do it 5 times a day if you can. Because the more you can learn to focus and keep your energy in your heart, then the more powerful you're going to be. Then you're charging your heart, your emotional state. That heart, remember we talked about that brain, heart, or head-heart coherence? You want your heart to be able to send out the signal that you want to send out. Do I want to feel angry every day? No. So I'm going to use my mind to focus my intention of what it is I do want to feel. And then I'm going to send that into my heart and I'm going to charge it. And it's going to light up and it's going to get bigger and that energy is going to start swirling. And then I'm going to send that out into the world. Instead of anger, I want peace. Instead of anger, I want purpose. Instead of anger, I want alignment. And I'm going to send that out. Now, it's going to feel different for everybody. This is what it feels like to me. When I connect intuitively before I do an episode, before I get on a call, before I start my day, I go up into my brain and I send what it is that I want. I want to connect to my intuition. I want to be guided by my higher self. And when I do that, I can feel that energy literally go from my head into my heart. And it's like a small explosion. And that's what it feels like. And then I know I'm connected. It's like plugged in, you plug in your phone and then the little green arrow go whoo, and it makes a circle and you're plugged in. That's kind of what it feels like to me. These are all things that you can begin to do to start to wake up and start to practice. Now, you might lose the first couple of times in the day. You might give your energy away to your kids or your dog or your neighbors or traffic. You might do that. It's okay. You can restart any second of the day and go, okay, you know what? That got me. Traffic got me this morning. I really got upset in traffic. And then before you go into work or whatever the next segment, wherever it is you're going, before you go in, close your mind, close your eyes, breathe deeply, feel into your body, call back your energy, and feel into that space and go, I'm going to start my training again. You ever played a video game and you just reset and reset and reset and restart and restart? This is your restart button. This is how you're going to reset on purpose. You have to start waking up. You have to start being accountable. You have to start being responsible. It's tough. It demands a lot of mental energy on your part. But again, I will say this: living on purpose with purpose is worth it. It is worth it because you get to create all the things, anything and everything that you want to experience. So that is good for today. I'm going to ask you to go out and do a couple of things. I want you to set your intention. I want you to ground every day. I want you to start using different words. Ignore your surroundings. And I want you to start meditating. Close your eyes. Turn off your brain. Call in your energy to you. Start feeling into your heart space. That energy is going to start pumping. I promise you it will. You're going to start waking up, and then treat your environment, your already current manifested environment, as a training ground. Okay, I'm going into training mode. I'm not going to give my energy away to these things around me that normally trigger me. I'm not going to give my power away. It's the same thing. I'm not going to give my energy away to that thing. I'm not going to let that thing, that inanimate object, or that person in my life trigger me. I'm going to maintain this emotional state that I want to maintain. So please, if you need some help with this, come to my Lady Rising group on Facebook and type in that word ignore. Type in that word ignore. Let me know how you are doing with ignoring your 3D world. I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to connect with you. And I hope this finds you well. Wow, that may have felt like a lot of information in today's episode, but if you're looking for support and a deeper knowledge of what we talked about today, then let's connect. You can learn more about how I work and how you can work with me. Send me an email to the meditationroomtc@gmail.com, subject line, let's talk. And in the meantime, you can join my online Facebook community, Lady Rising, and mention that you came in through the podcast. I look forward to supporting you and connecting with you there.